Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today I thought we would, let me fix this real quick though. I think we would do this pink look. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little better, don't it? Yeah, there we go. Alright. Inspired by Valentine's Day. My tongue's nice and red, but I really need to find a nice red palette. I don't have any. I mean, I've looked and I've got some that have red in it, but I really don't have like a red palette, a good red too, you know what I mean? Because those are hard to. But anywho, the palette I'm working out of is the Pink Religion by JEFFREE STAR Cosmetics, and this is what it looks like. Now, if you got this, you can use it, or if you're just maybe you have a pink palette like this, it would work also. So the first shade I'm gonna go into is called Prom Night. And it's this pink right here. This one right there. It's Prom Night. But I was trying to think of like Valentine's Day and looks and stuff. And of course, not like going out though. Well, I mean, I guess like going out. I'm getting ready to go out in this. But more like just like inspired, like the color story of Valentine's Day, I suppose. You know what I mean? Because honestly, like date night, like to me, Valentine's Day is date night. So I'm usually wearing a neutral look, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, I would wear this too, but at the same time, I wore a neutral look for the most part. But anywho, I wanted to continue out the month kind of just doing pinks and reds. Because I do like me a pink look, that's for sure. I mean, it is my favorite color. But I will say that I got some thoughts about this palette, and I know I reviewed it, and I'm going to tell you, I think he's changed his formula. Because the wedding palette is really, really good, you all. It really, really is. And I really enjoy playing with that palette. The metallics, everything. And the metallics in this one, I don't know. They're alright, but they're not like the wedding palette. To be honest. The mattes are the same. They're pigmented, they're easy to blend, they're buildable, all that stuff. I would start with a light hand, but either way, it's no big deal there. But I will say the metallics are different in this one than in the wedding palette, I noticed. Or it could just be the colors of the metallics maybe that aren't necessarily laying nice because it is so pigmented maybe. And with the neutral colored story in the wedding palette, maybe it's just laying better because it blends in better. I don't know. But I did notice a difference, to be honest. And I did want to point it out. But you can see how nicely this blends, and it's pigmented, it built up, all that stuff. It can go even brighter if you chose for it to. I'm not going to at this point. Maybe later, but you get the point of it. The next shade we're going to go into is Beauty Killer, which is this one right here. And again, I'm going to go in with the light hand. And I'm not a makeup artist, so for me, things really need to work. Because I don't know what I'm doing, you know, I'm guessing 9 out of 10 times what I'm doing. And the gradient effect in this is, I really do like it. I've really been noticing lately, the more that I'm doing, like playing with these eyeshadows, the gradient effect that these palettes can do. I mean, sometimes it's hard to see it. And then I also understand, like, do you need it? That's the other thing. Or could you have left out some shadows and maybe made it smaller, or could you have replaced them with other shades? Like, I don't know. Because again, I'm not a makeup artist. To me though, I I'm actually really starting to like the gradient effect that I do get out of these shadows, to be honest. I never really appreciated it before until now. I will say that. But when you're first beginning, do you really need a gradient effect? I don't know. When I was first beginning, I kind of stuck with smaller palettes in that aspect of it, you know, because I didn't know what to do, and bigger palettes really scared me. I mean, technically they still do, technically, because I don't know what I am doing, you know. But you can see the gradient here between these two colors, and they just go really well together, to be honest, and I like that about them. It's very nice. Okay, now let's kind of work on the lower lash line. So we're going to go into Fashion Faith, which is this purple right here. And I don't really know why I picked up the purple. I think just to kind of offset the pink, because I know with some people, like, too much pink could be a bad thing in a sense, you know. And even though the purple is still leaning like a pinky purple, it still does kind of give it some sort of effect in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, it does break it up a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. And I do enjoy that about it. You all, my mouth is on fire. So, I don't know about you all, but my kids are all about these, I guess they're chips, called Takis. It's like everywhere, right? Well, at first I didn't get the hype of them, because I'm just like, why are these like so good, you know? They really are good. I mean, I don't know about the hype or anything, like, I'm not paying that much for them or anything like that. But, and if they're sold out, I don't care, you know, type of thing. But when we do get them, they are really good. I have noticed that, to be honest and fair. They truly, truly are. Alright, now let's go into the shade Handbag Queen, right here. And I'm going to put that in the outer corner to darken this up just a tad bit more. And again, you'll see that the effect that these colors have that are blending into each other. I mean, it almost, and that's where I go when it comes to, do you need these colors? Because they're so, like, if I put this one lighter, would it have been that previous color? You know what I mean? I don't think it would have, to be honest, but I still wonder, you know? And you may not need all these pinks. You know? It's just, what do you like? What, you know, I love pinks. I will always buy a pink palette, no matter what. Like, loving it. I really do. And I will say they're easy to work with. That's the other thing. Is it the best shadow ever? Of course not. But is it a good shadow? Is it worth the price point? I think it is. But it's up to you. And I'll state, like I do in every video, I don't support, you know, the decisions or words that come out of his mouth. But I'm not him. But that doesn't mean he can't make good makeup, because that he can do. And truly, I think he does it right. And this eye's watering again. I don't know what is up with that. It's not, so if you should see something, it's not the shadow, it's my eye. Know that, because I'll show you the other eye in a minute. That way you can really see. But for some reason, right here in my outer corner, my eye is just watering like crazy. Alright. We're just going to go back into Beauty Killer now, like we do. We're just going back and forth between colors. But like I said, I really do love the gradient effect I got out of this look. But, you know, it just depends on what you want out of your looks. And you may have a color story similar to this and something else. And it might inspire you to, you know, bring it out. You might as well play with your older palettes. You've purchased them, you know. You bought them. Don't let them go to waste. Like myself. Like, I pretty much have, I know. I need to go through it. We're going to go back into prom night. But I am going through my stuff to see what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. I really am. I'm seeing, like, I'm understanding more that I've played with shadows, what I like, and what I don't like. That's number one. But I also understand where there could be a need for a certain shadow at the same time, you know, just because it's not my want or desire or need or color story or whatnot, that doesn't mean it's not somebody else's, you know, is more where I'm going with that one. Because honestly, like Urban Decay, there's a place for them. Tarte, same thing. Kind of took this out a little bit too far, I think. So I do think that there's a reason for everything, and but then there's some shadows I'm just like, well, why do we need this? Who said this? You know? So I do understand. Alright, I think I wanted to go back into prom night over here. Trying to even these out now. That's the problem with doing one eye at a time. Okay. And I'm dropping everything. And it's a problem because my eyes are different, so. But, you know, you're going to mess up sometimes. It's okay. It really is. It is not the end of the world. I promise you, it's not. And I promise you, you've learned something. I know when I mess up, I always learn something. Either the brush or the shadow or the placement, whatever it may be, I've learned something. You know what I mean? Okay, now we're going to go into this shade Candy Candy something. I can't even see it, to be honest. It's this pink here. This, I don't want to say cotton candy pink because that's not it, but you know, it's that pink there. It's a very pretty pink. It's a darker pink for sure, but pretty nonetheless. And it's fine. Like it I think what it is it's kind of a, and this could be my fault also, it feels drier than the ones in the wedding palette. However, with that said, I noticed that this was not shut very well, so the shadow could have maybe dried out and it'd be my fault because it wasn't shut well, maybe, is what I'm thinking. But at the same time, I still want to mention it because if you get it, you know, I don't want you to be surprised that if it is dry. But it very well could be just me. Or it could be my primer or something. But I will say that the wedding palette I've used with this primer, and it's amazing. And it's funny because like this palette, I'm going to go into Frosting Cult, which is this cotton candy pink right here. You would think, you know, this is my color story technically, because it is such a pink palette and so light. Like it goes light to dark in all different shades of pink, right? You would assume that this would be like my color story in a sense. And it kind of is, but at the same time, I really enjoy the wedding palette. Okay. So here we go with that so far. Let me go back into the other one, Candy something. Can't see y'all, I'm blind. My eyes are failing me more and more every day, to be honest. Alright, just to darken that up a little bit more. Bring it in. There we go. Alright, then I'm going to take the shade Princess Crown, which is this one right here, and I'm going to put that in the inner corner. And I did this like that. But I'm going to tell you something in a minute. If you notice, it kind of looks a little different on this side than this side, but I'll show you what I did. And I'm not wetting any of these, so they can definitely be way more metallic. If you did wet them, just know that. Alright, so then, let me put these brushes down. I'm trying to hold them off for what reason, I do not know. Alright, then I decided to take this shade Vatican Vanity, this one right here, and we're going to line the bottom lash line and the top lash line with it. But I was like, I don't know. This palette I really thought would be like my all-time favorite palette because it's just so many pinks. And I do like his formula. But in all honesty, I don't grab for it as much as I thought I would. And I think because there's a limit. You know what I mean? I love me pink, but I also love me neutral. With that said, like, I feel like this palette doesn't give you much neutral. I'm going to go back into that shade Fashion Faith that I used on the bottom lash line. And we're just going to run it right under it to help blend that shade right there a little bit. But I think it's just like too much pink. And I never thought I'd say that, but I do. I think that's the main reason why I don't use as much as I thought I would. To be honest. Alright. Oh, now I'm going to line the upper lash line with the Vatican Vanity. Sorry, I'm losing track of what I'm doing. And this is a Real Technique brush here. Just a little flat liner brush. I've been using to like line with when I'm not using my Reffer, my favorite liner brush. But this one's pretty good too, to be honest. I'm kind of growing, it's kind of growing on me. A little bit. And I actually thought about using the pink mascara from Pat McGrath. But I thought it'd be too much. I should have put it on the bottom lash line though. That would have been pretty cool. So then I did all that, and that inner corner just was bugging me. Like, it wasn't light enough or metallic enough, you know. It wasn't what I wanted. So what I had done was pulled out his liquid shadow called Behind the Veil. This one here, and I love this. And I just put a little bit on the back of my hand, just a tad. And I picked it up with that same brush that I did use for the inner corner. Just picked it up on it and put it right there in the inner corner to give it that oomph. And I'm glad I did, because I really like it a lot better now. And I just like to put it on the back of my hand and do it, because I don't want to like get anything on the bristles of it and then stick it back in there. But I do that with all the liquid shadows that I have. Not that I have many, because I don't use it often, but I do have some like Stila liquid shadows, so I do it with that too, with the alright, I'll blend in a minute here. But then I was like, well, I still want that white, that what is that, princess crown on my lid, or in the look, you know, without being covered up. So I decided to tap it right on my lid right here, like that, just to give a little more oomph. Just a little. It don't give much, but it does give a little bit of something, and it blends these two shadows pretty good together too. So I do like that. There we go. Perfect. Is it perfect? I don't know. Let's go back in and just blend. Why not? What do we got to lose? So we'll go back in. We'll just go backwards again to Handbag Queen, which I used right in the outer corner here. And then into Beauty Killer. And then into Prom Night. I do like Prom Night. It's a different kind of pink. It's like it almost reminds me, well, like a carnation pink in a way. It's a really pretty pink. And I like it for the fact that it is different. Like, I don't think I have this color. The other ones I'm sure I have over and over again, you know? But this one, not so much. Alright, I got glitter all over me. I'm going to have it all over the place here in a minute. Okay, so now that that is done, and I've just stuck my hand in it, lovely. This is my Lexi every time. Oh, I gotta get that off or it'll stain. I forgot about it. Also, know this palette will stain. It really will. It will stain your lids. And I know a lot of people don't promote this brand, and I get it. But I won't put it in the title. But know that I don't believe what he believes, but I Got the shadows. I like the shadows, so I'm going to use the shadows. Alright, let's curl the lashes and be done with this Valentine's Day inspired look. I really do. I'm going to look through my collection tonight, I think, and try to find at least some palettes that have red in them. I may have to pull a lot, but maybe I can find something. I just don't have reds because I don't wear them often. Pink, tons. We're going to use the Gucci mascara. I put the Tarte Fake Awake in my waterline. And I've said it 1,000 times, I don't know what it is about this mascara, but I love it. I don't know if it's because it's Gucci and I just like to say Gucci or what, but there's just something about this mascara that I think my lashes look really good using. And it could be the separation, I don't know, like the brush and stuff. But it is definitely something because every time I use it, I think my lashes look really good at the end. Unless it's like drying up or something. And I love that it has this little pointy thing at the end to where you can get every lash that you want to get. Without a problem. And it just really, it's never let me down, really. Alright. Let's put one more coat on the top. I did get a little bit of fallout also from one of the pink metallic shades, but I didn't spray the brush, so that's on me. And I wasn't careful. But if you spray it or have a glitter glue or something down, you won't have that problem. Alright. It looks alright. Not the best, but it's fine. We can live with this, I suppose. Let me put a little bit of this on. It's the Tarte lipstick that came in that Christmas collection. I actually like this for some reason. It feels nice on the lips. It stays like a lipstick. You know how they are, creamy lipsticks. So, but all in all, I think the look turned out really good. It was exactly what I was going for. And yeah, I definitely got fallout everywhere. I was not careful at all with this eye. But it doesn't look too bad on my, as a highlighter, I suppose. I could just make it blend in, actually. Like, make it look like it belongs. Like I purposely meant to have the fallout there. There we go. It's gonna show texture, but hey, at least it makes it look like it's more supposed to be there, I suppose. Alright, so here's the final look. I think it turned out good. It's definitely screaming pink. But all in all, I really like it. I think that it's definitely screaming Valentine's Day as far as color story. I wish it had white. See, that's what I'd like to do, is like a white, a pink, and a red. That might be pretty. If I could find something like that, might work. I have to look. I still have some days left in February, so. But that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it entertained you in some way, shape, or form. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all, that way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday. And I will see you in the next one. And until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.